Alright, what is up, YouTube? And today we're gonna be talking about trading. We're gonna be talking about how do we master trading, right? So there's a lot of different ways. There's a lot of different things you need to learn about trading. When you're starting out, there's a bunch of stuff that you want to be learning before you're about to trade, and there's a bunch of stuff you want to be mastering before you're about to trade. And the main thing I would say is mastering your psychology and mastering your mind. And if you master these stuff, that helps you in your life too. A lot of things in your life are controlled by your mind. Many people say it's controlled by their fate, it's controlled by their luck, but I I don't tend to believe that. I believe 90% of things that you do in your life is controlled by your mind. And trading is one of those things, right? So first of all, you need to have a structured discipline, a structured plan. You should be able to have some control over your mind before you start to learn about trading and start to do trading, because that is going to help you out in long term, and you're not going to lose that much money when you have control over yourself. All right, so what if you don't have control over yourself, and what if you don't have the ability to control your mind? For that, number one thing you need to do is get your shit together, right? You gotta be you gotta be able to do hard things repeatedly. I would say the the single universal law that I believe is repetition. You gotta be able to put in the repetition of doing the hard things, and when you do those hard things, basically you're callousing your mind. Basically, you're making your mind more stronger, because when you do hard things, you go through hard emotions and you go through the pain, and you are able to build up that pain tolerance, right? And pain tolerance is the number one thing that traders need these days, because losing money in the market is painful, and you got to go through that pain again and again just to be able to make some money, or just to be able to win a single trade. You could have a losing streak for fucking 5 weeks, 2 weeks. You never know. Depends on the market condition. So you gotta be able to have that pain tolerance. Number one, right? And so first of all, you gotta be able to do those things, and you gotta be able to build up some basic discipline. You could hit the gym, you could do some cold shower, you can do meditation and stuff. That's gonna help you build up your mind, right? I would say number one thing is just getting your life back in control. Do one thing that's gonna build you discipline over a long period of time. Just do that thing over and over again, and that's how you build basic discipline. Now, number two thing that is gonna help you in trading is you're gonna be able to put in the repetition in the market before you go out there and put your money in the market and put your money on the line. Number one thing you need to do is trade with paper money, or you could say demo trading. You should be there in the market, but you shouldn't risk your own money, because it's like you're learning boxing in a week, and next week you're going to fight fucking Mike Tyson. That doesn't work, right? You're gonna get fucking punched in the face. Same thing with the market. There's a lot of people that have been in the market for a long period of time, 40 years, 50 years, even 70, 80 years. So you have to be able to get the hang of the market first, right? You have to be able to see how does the market work, and you have to be able to understand what basically is trading. So that's number two. You gotta trade every day, maybe for an hour or half an hour, doesn't matter. Just trade, just take a fucking single trade. It doesn't matter. But You're just gonna be able to be in the market every day. Do that for a couple months, and you're gonna get some hang of the market, right? Don't go out there learning some candlestick patterns and put your fucking money on the line. Don't do that. That's not how you learn. That's that's like riding a bicycle without training wheels, right? So don't do that. And number three thing is you gotta be able to constantly adapt to the market, constantly learn about. So when you're starting out, learn about basic candlestick patterns, learn about how does the market work, learn based on first principle basis, right? Learn how these big players move their money from one market to another and how they operate their big hedge funds, their banks and stuff, right? And you gotta read a lot of books. I would say rather than reading all the book at once, you should be able to read, just set a certain target for yourself. Like for me, I try to read somewhere from 2 books a week. That's my target for the week, right? And do I hit the target every week? Of course fucking not. I'm not also, right? But I try to at least stay to my goal, and most of the weeks I actually hit my goal, right? And even if I don't hit my goal, life comes in the way, doesn't matter, right? And I would say I am pretty advanced in trading right now, from if I look back to my starting point. But still I learn every day, and still I try to learn every week. You gotta be when you if you want to become a trader, you gotta be a lifelong learner. That's one of the most important things I can even say to you. You're gonna be a fucking lifelong learner, right? So start out with some basic books and basic candlestick patterns. There's a book called, I think, Bible of Trading, or Candlestick Bible something, and gradually and progressively overload and get into these advanced books, market profiles, then More Money Than God, these big hedge fund books. And so gradually and consistently just try to read some books, right? And number of what the yeah number and number five is be in the moment. Train your focus. You need to be When you're trading, you need to be able to focus. That's why I said now, number one thing is be disciplined. Stay off these distractions. Stay off fucking reels. Stay off things that eat your attention span, and just try to have just try to be able to focus in one thing for a long period of time. Because when you're trading, you gotta be sitting in front of the charts for couple fucking hours, sometimes 4 hours, 5 hours straight without even clicking a button. So you gotta be able to understand the market and constantly watch the market, because you don't want to be able to miss the move for the day. A missed move is a missed opportunity to make fucking money. And number six is set realistic expectations. A lot of people think, even me, I used to think I'm gonna be a fucking millionaire in 6 months of trading, but that's not the case. It's a trial and error process, and it's gonna take some time. It's a skill that you build over time. It's not a skill that you get, in a week or get overnight. So yeah, you will get there someday. You'll make millions of dollars from trading. Is really possible, but it's a step-by-step process, right? Once you become profitable, you make couple dollars a day, then tens of dollars a day, then hundreds of dollars a day, then thousands of dollars a day, then hundreds of thousands of dollars a day, right? So it's gonna take some time, and set realistic expectations. I would say a realistic goal for you is making $1 million in maybe 3 to 5 years of trading, right? And that's with you saving up money. And last but not the least, and the most important thing, is when you're trading, you should be able to manage your own finances, save up some money, build up your own capital. First, start with some funded accounts, and once you pass those funded accounts, take that money and put it in stocks and put it in other long-term investments or anything, and to save those money, build up your own capital. And also look at your lifestyle, right? Don't spend too much money. When you spend too much money in real life, you might, the money just feels unreal, right? So when you're trading, the main thing is you want to not lose money. And if you have a psychology of saving money in real life and managing your finance really good, then that psychology kind of transcends in trading too, right? So that's gonna help. So that's the tips, and that's some things you can do to optimize your trading. And it's not a shortcut. It's not it's not a silver bullet or nothing, because there's no shortcut in life. If somebody says I have a easier way to do it, then that guy is probably a fucking scammer, right? You still gotta put in the work. You still gotta put in the repetitions. You still gotta put in the 10,000 hours of deliberate repetition, deliberate practice. You're gonna be in the charts, backtesting, sometimes tweaking your strategies and stuff. I still do it every day, and I'm really profitable. I wouldn't say I'm Warren Buffett kind of profitable, but I do well for myself, right? And I'm still here backtesting every single day for an hour, for half an hour, how much, you know, how much I can, right? Sometimes life comes in way, sometimes I got some other stuff to do, but still I try to maintain a streak. I try to backtest my journals, and I try to backtest my trades, right? That's also important. And yeah, that's it. Set realistic expectations. Just work fucking hard on the charts, and trading becomes like brushing your teeth. Trading becomes like eating. It becomes second nature to you. All right. So happy trading, and see you all in the market.